Welcome back to LarryB YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful double layer top. You can see this is the first layer, this is the second layer. So it has a mono strap, and this is what the back looks like. The back can be tied in two different ways. I'm going to show you how I cut and sew this with less than 1 yard of fabric. It's very beautiful and it's beginner friendly, as you can see. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. The measurement you need is the length of your top. So from here, you're going to measure how long you want your top to be. For me, I want the longest to be around 20 to 21 inches. Then the short one is going to be 2 inches shorter. So if I'm working with 20 inches, then the short one is going to be around 18 inches for me. So that's the length measurement. I remember it's going to be an off shoulder, so you go up by maybe 4 to 6 inches depending on what you want. We're going to discuss that on the table. And then another measurement you're going to need is where you're going to be placing the strap. Okay, so for me, this is the center of the front, so I'm going to place the center front here, and then I want the strap to be around here. So that's 4 inches for the front. So still placing it at the front, I'm going to take it to the back to see where I want to place my strap at the back. So here you can place it from 15 inches depending on the size of the person. Actually, the person is not so, if it's a slim person, you can place it on maybe 15 inches, but for a bigger size you can do 16 or 17 inches. So you note that measurement from your center front. The front strap is going to be on 4 inches for me, and then for the back I'm going to work with around 15 to 16 inches. So this is a yard of fabric. So here is 36 inches, which is a yard, you can see. And there's a crepe fabric, so the length of the fabric is 60 inches. So this 60 inches is what I'm going to be using at the width of my fabric. Now for the length, remember when we measured on the mannequin, I said I want my length, the longest part, to be around 20 inches. So now it's an off shoulder, like as you can see. So I'm going to be going up by around 5 inches. So if I go up by 5 inches, if I deduct that from 20 inches, I'm going to be left with around 15 inches. So that's going to be the longest length that I'm working with. And then for the short one, I'm going to deduct 2 inches, and that's going to be 13 inches. So altogether, all I need is 15 plus 13, which is around 28 inches. So you can see that it's not even up to a yard. So I'm going to measure out the 28 inches here now, and then I'm going to cut it out and divide it into two. I'm not dividing it into two. I'm going to divide it into two lengths. The first one is going to be 13, and then the next one is going to be 28. So you can see I folded my fabric into 4 so that I can cut it out easily. And this is the first fold. This is 15 inches, and then the second one is 13 inches. So I've marked it out. I'm going to grab my scissors now, and then I'm going to cut out the two lengths. Okay, so these are the fabric that I'm working with. So this is the first length, which is 15 inches, and then the second one, which is 13 inches. So now the next thing now is to get the center front, and to do that I'm going to take the fabric together. I can see selvage to selvage, because we are using the whole length, it makes it easy. So I'm going to take them together like this, and then I'm going to fold this into two to get the center front, so that I can notch where my straps are going to be. Okay, so I have folded it. You can see the difference. This is where the first length stops, and this is where the second length stops, and this is where my center front is. So you can notch that center front, then from there you start taking your measurement. So now from the center front, for the front, when I measured on my mannequin, I said I want the first strap to be 4 inches from the center front. So this is 4 inches here. I'm going to notch that part, and again from the center front, for the back I want it to be around 15 inches. So this is 15 inches here. You're going to mark that as well. So you can just leave it marked, or you can just go ahead and notch it, so when you get to your sewing machine, you know where you're inserting the loop for the back and then the strap for the front. So I'm just taking the 4 together, and then I'm going to give it a notch here, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the strap in front. So once you create these notches, you go ahead and create a rope from your leftover fabric. So once you open it out like this, this is the 15 inches for the back, and this is your center front. Mark with chalk so that we can see. This is the center front. This is the 4 inches for the two sides of the front. That's where I want my strap to be. And then this is the 15 inches for the back for the first side, and then the same thing for the second side. So I've gone ahead to create my loop. So this is my loop. What I'm going to do now is to just insert this loop here. Okay, I have 2 of it for the 2 sides, so I'm going to insert each on the side, and then I'm going to turn it with the smaller one. So these are my 2 straps. I'm just going to place them where the front is going to be. So I'm placing one in the first notch, and then I'm going to place the another one at the second notch here. Okay, you can see these are the straps for the front, and then for the back it's going to have loops. Okay, so I have cut out another fabric and I've turned and ironed it, as you can see. So this is around 3 inches is fine. So I'm just going to use it to form like a loop, and then I'm going to place it here, and then I'm going to pin, and then the second one as well, you use it to form a loop like this, and then you're going to place it where you have the notch for the back as well, and then you're going to pin it. So once you do all of this, you spread it out, and then you bring the shorter one, and then you're just going to place it on it. You match the notches together. So this is the center front notch. You're going to mark it. Now you can remove the pin, and then you repin it together with the short one, and then you go over to the next one as well. Remove the pin, and then you pin it together in such a way that the strap is going to be in between the 2 fabrics that you have, so that when you sew it, it's going to be neatly finished. So you're going to do the same thing for the back as well. You're going to place your loop in between them, and then you take it to your sewing machine and sew. So that's all you need to do basically. You're going to start sewing from here. It's just a straight stitch. You're going to run a stitch like this all the way to the other side, and then you're going to hem the blouse. So I'm going to do this now and then bring it back to show us what we have. So I've gone ahead to sew it, you can see. So you can now weave this rough edge if you want, but all of it is sewn now, and you can see the straps in between. So after sewing it, you're going to flip it to the right side, and you can see that it is knit both in and out. So this is the loop for the back. This is the second loop as well. So all you just need now is to go ahead and iron this flat so that it can be really flat. Okay, so I'm going to iron it. You can also top stitch on it if you want, and you can also use different fabrics, different color of fabric to really show that it is 2 layers, just like this. So once you do that, you're going to take this long strap from the front and then put it at the back here, so that you'll be able to tie it at the back anyhow you want. I'm going to iron this now, and then I'm going to take it to the mannequin so that we can see what it looks like. So this is it on the mannequin. So we're going to place it like this on the 4 inches mark that you have, and then you're going to turn it to the back. So when you turn it to the back, you can actually put it on the loop like this, and then you do the same thing for the other side, and then you tie. So you can see you place it on the loop like this, and you bring the second loop, and then you also place it like this, and then you tie it. So you can actually tie it like this, or you tie it in a crisscross way. So I'm going to remove this loop and this loop. So before I place my loop, when I get to the back, I'm going to cross like this to form a crisscross. Then I'm going to now put it in the loop. So you can do any style that you want. Then the second one as well, you're going to put it inside the loop, and then you tie. So you can see the crisscross design that we have there. So once you tie it, you can tie it anyhow you want. If you want the back to be showing, you can tie it in a way that is going to show. If you don't want it to show, you're going to drag it closer like this, and then you're going to tie. So when you tie it, if you also want to further close this part, you can just tack it down, or when you wear it, you can hold it with a pin. Whichever one you decide to work with is fine, but this is what it's going to look like at the back. This is what the side is going to look like, and this is what the front is going to look like. You can see how beautiful it is and how simple it is to make this top. So I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful top with me. If you enjoyed this, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.